Good evening, and thank you for joining another segment of the Other Woman magazine. My name is Lavender Shedrick Williams. I'm the owner of Candy Publishing and creator of the Other Woman magazine. Let me get this echo out of here. Tonight, we have a special guest, very special guest. Her name is April Davis. April is a young military mom. She's 23 years old, and she is the mother of two. What is so special about April Davis? April is the mother of my grandsons. She is responsible for assisting me in being a grandmother. And when I became a grandmother, I practically lost my mind. I've threatened to steal the baby, take the baby, pack the baby, and bring him home. And April kind of had to deal with me. I know I can be a little, aggressive, a little curt, a little demanding. But I try to say everything that I say to April with love. And I'm thankful that she decided to come on tonight. There are several people waiting to hear from April because she does appear to be a quiet lady. But April, she's a fighter. She's a strong woman. And at 23 years old, I want to thank her in advance for having the courage to come on. If you have any comments for April, please just write them in the comments section and I'll share those with April. And why tonight? Why peeling back the layers with the other woman and motherhood? Mother's Day just passed. I'm not a big fan of Mother's Day. I believe that it sort of minimizes the worth of a mother, of a woman. And if we wait every year for that calendar change, for May to be acknowledged, to be loved, we can feel disappointed, we can feel let down or unloved. But when you know your worth and you know that we should celebrate ourselves every day, not just once a year, one day, that peace hits a little differently, that self-love hits a little differently. So being a young mother, I want to ask April a little bit about herself, what her goals and aspirations are, her own self-worth, and how she finds time for herself being a mother, a working mother, a young working mother. So again, it's April Davis, and I'm going to bring her on now. Hello, April.
Hi.
So April, again, you were backstage. I hope you heard everything I said. Thank you for joining me tonight. And I just have to say, I just have to put this out there. It's really nobody's business, but you know me, my mouth. April, being the beautiful woman that she is, she's not a big social media person. She decided to come on this live, and when I saw her, I noticed she didn't have on any makeup. That is her natural hair. She doesn't have any particular style, fancy style for this live. And actually, I think you're sitting in your bed, aren't you?
I
am. Kind of relaxed. April is just April. She's going to be who she is. And I'm always asking April or telling April, April, why do you have those eyelashes? April, why do you wear makeup? April. But you know, you have to be comfortable with yourself. So what made you want to come on live tonight before we get started without makeup?
I did my hair, and my hair kind of sets the tone for whether I wear makeup or not.
Okay.
And I feel like I look good without makeup right now.
Good, you do. You do.
Doing what it has to, but I still might do my makeup on live.
Okay. Okay.
Well, yeah, get ready with me type of thing, because I'm not anywhere. But
right.
Yeah.
So this is a perfect opportunity to just dive right in talking about self-worth. Let's talk about self-image. So just a year and a month ago, a little over a year and a month ago, you were a single, fancy-free woman, young girl in the Army, go out when you want to, have a good time, go and come, and then bam, life happened,
Did.
and you now have two small boys under the age of, one's one and one is a little over a month old. So, how has your life changed besides the fact that you're juggling your Army career and being a mom? How has your life changed? What is the biggest difference that you've noticed?
Mm, I'm a lot more patient. Learned a lot of patience, especially dealing with Jakari now that he's walking and trying to talk and doing his own little thing, becoming his own little personality. So I kind of try to think of it as like that's possibly a version of me, just uncut, raw, no self control, just putting it all out there. So I have to deal with that. It's kind of frustrating at times, but
Mhm.
I think I'm getting the hang of it. It's only been a year, so
Right.
I can't really.
And I'm glad you recognize that. You said it's only been a year. Patience was the last thing I thought you would say. Most mothers realize their lack of patience, but you say having children is teaching you patience, which it will. So, have you ever had that breaking moment when your patience has run out? You have two now, say they're crying at the same time. Um, you're tired. That's going to be your middle name for probably the next 18 years. Tired. How do you deal with that when you just feel like you're on the edge and you can't go any further? You're about to snap.
Mm, I kind of just walk away. Like
Good.
even though I feel bad because he may be in the middle of a tantrum or he might just be super clingy and I'm not really in the mood. Kind of just walk away and let him get himself together because
Hmm.
he notices now like okay she's not putting up with this so I'm just gonna act right so she can get herself together but I definitely just walk away
Good.
like
Good.
you.
That's a good answer. I did not realize my breaking point until I had children. And this was my first book, We Snap in Silence. And it was after becoming a wife and a mother that I realized, okay, I'm not alone in this. We all have a breaking point. But for some reason, we mask behind it. We try to make it seem like we have it all together. Where no woman, I don't care how many children she has, I don't care how many years she's been a mother, none of us have it all together. And we're all learning. So, speaking of the whole learning curve and learning how to be a mother, you have a village, correct?
I do.
What do you need? Your village is watching right now. I'm sure your village is watching. What do you need as a young woman from a young mother, working mother, from your village, being so far away, not counting the support group that you have there in Texas, but from the village afar? What do you need from your village to support you?
There's nothing really more I can ask for. You guys support uh, me, Javon, and the boys so well. It's kind of hard to say, "Hey, I need this," or "We need this," or "Could you guys do this?" You guys kind of, it's like you guys know before it even pops up. So it's kind of good to have you guys around because a lot of people don't have that.
And you recognize that,
Hmm.
April. Now, we had a discussion on whether I could introduce you as a single mom or not. You are not married, not officially. I say you're already married. You don't have the paper, but yeah, there are a lot of things that you can't do because you don't have that legal paper. But your partner, my son, I'm just going to be blunt, being a young mom, and I've told you this before, erase him from the picture for a minute
Mhm.
and take care of April. You're a officially actually single, even though you're under the same roof, you're not married.
Mhm.
So you have to make sure that April and your April's two sons are taken care of, that your future is secure. So what are you doing, or have you even thought about it, your future as a single mom of two, only 23 years old? Do you plan on making the Army a career? Are you taking it day by day? Or what are your plans financially for your future?
Well, right now, I'm kind of just taking it day by day because I think of different ways to financially support my future every day.
Mhm.
But as of right now, the army is kind of my main thing. I'm trying to branch out and like try different things, but I
Mhm.
don't know anything just yet that sticks. So right now, it's the army. If I can, I'm trying to change my job in the army so that way I can do one more contract and get out. So that way I can have more time with my kids, obviously.
Mhm.
But I think of a new plan every day, so it literally changes all the time. I'm very indecisive. So
Okay. Okay. So you're saying that your plan changes every day. What is your passion? Is there anything that you really enjoy doing outside of the Army?
I don't think I've found it yet.
Okay.
Being completely honest, I don't think I've found it. And it probably is something that I do very often, but haven't re I haven't noticed it. It hasn't jumped
Okay.
out at me and said,
Okay. And you'll find it. Just don't be afraid to try new things. Um, Now, I've seen you in action. I'm not going to share. And for those of you who are watching or just tuning in, April is the mother of my grandsons. And I just visited their home in Texas for about a week and a half. And I was amazed. They have a family that you just want to see what they're doing all the time. There's always movement, there's always something going on. But the one thing that I was really impressed about is that the scheduling that you all have in your home, you all meal prep. That blows me away. So you don't have to worry about cooking every day or figuring out what to cook. How does meal prep help you? When did you start and why do you do it?
so I wanna say I started later. I think Javon started before me, but I started meal prepping just because I never know what to eat. So I just figured I'll find a meal or 2 that I wouldn't mind eating for that week every day, and I just make it for the week and just I go off that. And it's supposed to help me eat more, but sometimes I don't wanna say I forget to eat, but I still don't eat.
Mhm. Is that because you're busy or you don't have an appetite or what?
It's kinda because I don't have an appetite, and honestly, sometimes I forget. I don't know how I forget, but I do, and then it comes over me, I'm just like, "Okay, I'm hungry, what am I gonna eat?" And then I have
Hmm.
already ready. And then I don't have to worry about cooking every night because it's already done.
It's already done. And believe it or not, that's a part of new motherhood, forgetting to eat. Whether you're busy or just don't have an appetite, we forget to take care of ourselves. But I love the fact that you take care of yourself. What was it? You were already in your clothes that fit, because you were running and in shape while you were pregnant. You kept running, doing your physical training for the Army well into your pregnancy. You stopped running your, what, 2 miles at how many weeks were you?
It was 38 weeks.
38 weeks. And I was so happy when you stopped. I was like, please sit down with my grandson that you that you're carrying. But you felt good doing it. You felt good jogging. You're not the first mother who did that. You're just the first mother that I knew who was jogging at 38 weeks. And he was a big boy. But that is a part of who you are. So you would probably always take care of your body, try to eat right, try to do the right things. That is so important, April, because we tend to forget to take care of ourselves. We let ourselves go. And once you get married, things don't get better. They're either going to remain the same or they get worse. Now, those of you who are watching, correct me if I'm wrong, but marriage doesn't make things better. It might be easier because you have help, but you guys are already under the same roof. But don't ever deny yourself of self love, taking care of yourself, making sure that you stay physically fit, making sure that you eat. Because if you don't take care of yourself first, you have nothing to pour in to your family, to your children. You agree?
I do, fully.
You do. Good. Do you have any regrets, April, being a young mom of two?
I don't, I can't say that I do.
Good. None whatsoever. Do you wish you had waited to have children? Now, there are 16, 17-year-old females, girls that have babies.
Yeah.
Their life changes. But so far as future goals, do you have any reservations? Let's use a different word, reservations about being a young mom.
Um, Not really. Like I am young, but I'm
Mature.
yeah, I'm glad I wasn't a teenage mother. Not saying anything there's wrong with being a teenage mother, but I'm just glad I wasn't one of those ones.
Hmm.
I did still have a kid very young, but I can't say I'd do anything different, and I can't really say I have reservations about it. The only thing maybe like uh, school, like starting back going back to school.
Right.
That's probably the only thing because I feel like I have to be a full time mom, even though I have a lot of help, but I don't know. It's a weird feeling. I can't really explain it.
So even with all the help that you have, if you decide to go back to school, nobody can help you get your work. Nobody can help you stay up late and study for those tests and get your homework done. That's all you. So that's a determination and a drive that only can come from within. You can get all the outside help you want and need, but yeah, that to get to that finish line, to get that degree or whatever it is that you would go to school for, that would be all on you. So as the years go by, April, you were what, 22 when I met you. So you're a year into motherhood. You look at that year in front of you every day. I know you recognize how quickly time goes by. What is it about motherhood that you really want to embrace and not miss out? And do you feel anything different from having your second son than you did with your first son?
Um, I think I wouldn't want to miss out on the like first steps, first time using the potty, first time just all of the little milestones that they reach within those. Well, they reach milestones every year, but every day. But I wouldn't want to miss those first ones.
Yeah.
The only thing. And do I feel differently about having a second son? I kind of feel the same joy that I had when I had Jakari.
Mhm.
Just a little amplified because now it's two.
Right.
Seeing how Jakari has adjusted, it's, it's a warm feeling.
Yeah. They say every time you have a child, the whole dynamics of your family changes. So you've experienced that. Yeah. Let me ask you this. You have young girls who may be watching or who may not be watching this show, but watching you. Say there's a young girl in your life. She has a boyfriend. She's 18, 19 years old. And she's asking you about sex. Her boyfriend really wants it to have sex. She feels like she's ready. What would you say to that young girl?
Well, with everything going on right now, I tell her don't do it. 'Cause there's a
And
lot.
she'll say, "What you did it, April."
Yeah, but there wasn't as the consequences were still there. But with the whole, I don't really get into the political side of things, but the whole Supreme Court thing with the Roe versus Wade, it's kind of it's kind of a more difficult time than it
Mhm.
was 2 years ago or a year ago when I had my first child. So I mean, do it if you want, but the consequences are gonna be there regardless. They may be amplified because of how society and the world is now, but it all depends on the life path that young girl wants to take.
Okay, say she wants to fight it. She wants to fight this urge to have sex because she sees what happened to you. You woke up and you had instant family. In a year and a month, you had two babies. What would you tell that young girl who say she wants to fight that urge? She wants to get married before she has children. She wants to get her degree before she has children. You're going to become a mentor whether you want to or not because you're evolving into that older woman, and young girls are going to be looking at you and wanting to know. What would you tell her about that fighting that urge?
I mean, I used to be that girl. I wanted to
Yeah.
be married and have my life together before I had kids. But I mean, when you do things knowing the consequences and then the consequences kind of slap you in your face, it's kind of just like you knew. You kind of just have to embrace it at that point. There's nothing more you can do.
Yeah.
There's different ways you could go about it, but if you're really determined to be married and get that degree and get that job before you have kids, then that's a lot of self-discipline that
Right.
to have in order to.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you have the self-discipline, it should be easy.
Yeah. And that's the key word, that self discipline. Speaking of self discipline, let's talk about your history as a child. Okay. You're going to be raising two little boys. Of course, they're going to get the discipline because you've got the army structure in the house, the mom and the dad. Talk about your upbringing and how different will your raising your two sons, how would that be different from how you were raised? And yes, your mom and your grandmother are watching.
Yeah. Um, well, I mean, I was raised by a single mom, so
Okay.
that's already different in my household. I'm not. On paper, technically, I'm a single mother, but realistically, I'm not. I have a lot of help. He's very
Mhm.
we all see and know that. So I mean, that's already one difference. But I was raised, I'd say, pretty strict. Yeah, I was raised pretty strict. Um, how I did it, how I'm gonna raise my children different is, of course, there's gonna be rules and protocols they have to follow, but that's just gonna be until they're out on their own. Can't really do anything after that. I mean, I can, but they'll be their own person at that age. So, like,
Mhm.
so much just learn
So
my mother, them.
we parent based on the examples that we've had in our life. Everything that I share with you and Javon is what I've been taught. Um, and I'm thankful for that. So as you parent and raise Jakari and Jackson, you'll be pouring into younger women one day also. So when you first get to hold that baby, you have a decision then as to what kind of mother you will be. And you're evolving into I always say, I think you're a great mother. My father even says that Jakari, Jack, they have the perfect parents for his personality, his strong will. You guys are definitely the parents for him. If you could change anything about yourself, what would it be as a mother?
I mean, I don't think I'd change anything really. 'Cause I mean, no mom is perfect.
Correct.
Not a perfect mother. And it still only has been a year. So of course, between now and a lifetime, I'm gonna make a bunch of mistakes. But I feel like I learn from my mistakes pretty um decently.
And I'm so happy you're very straightforward and you're honest with yourself. You've already said I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. You're right. It's only been a year. You're under the fire because you have my grandsons. You're under the fire
Yeah.
because everything that anybody throws at you that's a part of your village, it's all out of love. And I know you probably hear from all different directions, but you know, one thing that you and Javon have done that I have to give you kudos on over and over is that that boy loves to read. He loves books. He loves books. And that's how I was raised. My father always said, pick up a book, pick up a book. And I believe it sets those first 5 years are so important for the development of your child, the vocabulary, all of that is so important. So kudos for that. Mother's Day. How was your Mother's Day?
I mean, I was left alone. It felt weird.
It felt weird. So
Yeah.
you were given the day to yours to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I felt like I needed to be doing something. I feel like that all the time. Whenever like he gives me a break, I feel like I should be doing something.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It felt weird because I'm used to Jakari being in here and touching everything and taking stuff out of drawers, and Jackson doesn't do anything right now. But yeah, it was weird. I didn't have to say stop and no all day. And it had me a little paint and sip thing. It was pretty good. I mean,
Good,
yeah.
good. I think Mother's Day, and this is how I raised my sons. The woman you married, that's not your mother. I'm your mother. But you have to teach your children how to respect, acknowledge, and love their mother on Mother's Day. So a lot of women have the expectations where they want something uh, elaborate from their significant other, their husbands, and that's fine. But you're not his mother. You know what I'm saying? He has a mother. And this is just my own theory. You develop your own theory, but since you are with one of my sons, that's how I raised him. So you probably will never get an elaborate gift from Javon on Mother's Day, but
I
he
don't.
will make sure Jakari and Jackson acknowledge you on Mother's Day.
Yeah, I don't ever expect like big gifts or extravagant outings and stuff like that. I don't know. I never been. I don't like that type of. I don't want to say I don't like that type of stuff. Like it's appreciated when it's done, but like I don't really expect it. Like it's not a
Good,
must. Like you don't have to get me anything for Mother's Day, my birthday, Easter, whatever the holiday or occasion is. I don't expect it, but it's nice.
right,
It's
right. Always nice to receive, and I believe it's Shakespeare that says expectation is the root of all unhappiness. So if you don't put expectations on your significant other or even your children, or expecting something out of life, to just let life happen and deal with it. But comparison is something that women are truly notorious at, comparing themselves to other women, mothers comparing themselves to other mothers. You have to develop your own mothering style and stick to it. So just because you may give your child a smoothie in the morning, another mother may give her child a Pop Tart, another mother may cook a homemade breakfast. Nobody is wrong, nobody is right. You do what works for you in your household and not compare. Now, April, you're good at that because you just don't give a damn with anybody. You're going to do you. You are going to do you. But I believe you're open enough to listen to sound counsel. Like I said, you probably get it from all different directions, but you have to sift through all of that and pick and choose what's best for you as a mother, what's best for you as a young woman of two. Okay, birthdays. No, let's talk about biracial. You are biracial. First of all, you're from Philadelphia, correct?
man.
You are. April is from Philadelphia. Um, your mom is Puerto Rican, correct? Your father is African American, correct? You are raising a biracial child, two biracial children. Have you and Javon, it may be too early, but it's never too early to discuss it. They will be called names. They will be teased because of their skin color, because of their hair, because of who they are. Have you all talked about how you will prepare them to be confident in their heritage and who they are, to be comfortable in their skin?
We haven't like had an in-depth conversation about it, but we, I feel like if they pick up on us, like see how we handle things in situations and people, and I think they'll be fine. Me and Javon, we have pretty tough skin. I personally don't. That doesn't bother me. Like people used to call me names in little elementary school, middle school, whatever. I didn't really care. It became like a normal thing. I'm just like, okay, what's new? But
Right.
um, I mean, like, it's definitely a conversation to have, especially since things are worse now. But as of right now, I feel like if they just pick up on us and see the examples, they'll be fine.
Yeah, times are different.
Yeah.
Just say, Jakari comes home crying one day. And he's, what's wrong, Jakari? So and so called me a mutt. So and so talked about my hair. What would you be that mad mom, that mama bear, and find that child? That's more like me. Look, we're going to take care of this. Take your earrings off. What would you say? Uh, and it's early to even think about it, but I want to plant it in your head because it's the reality of it.
But if that kid was trying to be funny, I would just tell Jakari to be hilarious. So match
To
en-
laugh at it.
yeah, we can tell him to match that energy.
Okay, well, Javon is saying, where are the parents? I don't know if he wants to go find the parents or have
You
a
can match the parents
conversation.
too. That could be a thing if they feel like they can't handle it themselves. Then well, we can talk to the parents, but we'll just teach them to clown back. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
they're
yeah.
boys, so
He
I mean, I
he's
feel
got
like
to
I teach my daughter that too. So
say that again.
I said, I feel like if I had a daughter, I'd teach them the same thing.
Yeah, right. That's good. That's good. Well, you're definitely answering uh, the questions very well. My mother, Rosie, said, love you, April. Love to hear you talking. So they're seeing a side of you, April, that they haven't seen before. You're usually very quiet. So, yes, April can talk. She can carry on the conversation. And once you all get to know her, she does talk, but I believe she's just quiet. She's also an introvert, and she fits right into our family of introverts. I don't think all of us are introverts, but the majority of us are. April, if you had to say one thing um, for people to know you, something that they don't know about you, what would it be?
I don't know. I feel like only people close to me know how impulsive I am. I'm an impulsive person. That's about it.
You
I mean,
said compulsive,
impulsive. Like
impulsive.
I just do things randomly. Like doing my hair is an impulsive thing. Like one day I want it straight, and then the next day I made an appointment to get braids or get a wig done or something like just crazy. All of my tattoos were impulsive. So
Okay, and you do have tattoos.
I do.
How old were you when you got your first tattoo?
18. I was fresh out of AIT.
And AIT is training, Army training, right? Okay, so you're a fan of tattoos, so your boys will be okay getting tattoos.
Yeah. If they want to get tattooed, I mean, I'd make them wait till they're 18, like I was, because I didn't have to have anybody sign a consent form, and that was something that I wanted to do at my officially legal age.
Hmm.
If they want to go for it at 18, that's all on them.
Okay. What about drinking?
I mean, I can't really. I, I was doing illegal things, so I can't. I'd be mad if I find out they're doing the same things that I was legally, but so
I believe parents forget that they were once teenagers. They forget that they were children. But because they know better, they know what they went through, they don't want you to make that same mistake. Um, let's marijuana. Is it legal in Texas? I don't even know.
I don't think it is.
So say your Jakari comes home and he's smelling. No, say he's looking high. And then you kind of go in his room and you kind of snoop around, oh no, something ain't right here. He's in high school, okay? And you find something, you find some weed. What do you say, April? How do you handle this? How do you think you're going to handle it?
If I'm being honest, I'd probably just sit him down and ask him, like, when did he start doing it and where he was getting it from, and I'd probably just sit there and have a conversation with them.
Okay, good, good. Conversation, open conversation is so important um, as a mother. And I'm grateful for the relationship I have with my sons. Let me ask you that now. Javon is a mama's boy. You know that already, right? Okay. How does that make you feel? And just be honest, April, be honest. So when you all get married, are you expecting this mother-son relationship that we have to um, be a little less, I don't even know what the word is. How does it make you feel being with the mama's boy? Let me put it that way. Be honest. You're not going to hurt my feelings.
I've seen worse. Like I know people who are way worse that are just like there's mama's boys and then there's just like you should just go live with your mom for the rest of your life. Any more social interaction, you are with your mother. But he's really not that bad. I mean, he talks to you every day, normal. He comes to you for advice, normal. I mean, I wouldn't expect it to change, especially because I already knew that this is how it was before marriage. So I can't just expect it to change like, oh, okay, we're married now, so you have to let your mom go. Like, I already knew what I was getting myself into, so I can't be mad.
Okay, I'm going to take that. Um, I'm going to take that as a positive. So, and I do, of all people, my father reminds me about my mouth, and when I come to visit, to not want you to not say things or act in a way where you want me to leave or that I'm not welcome for the next visit. So my parents, they do keep me in check. You being with a mama's boy, now you've had a few relationships, I'm sure, and hopefully you guys are thinking about marriage. What is different about Javon from your past relationships?
I don't know. I mean, like,
Why Javon?
he wasn't so compared to like other relationships, he was kind of like it's kind of like meeting the male version of myself, if that makes sense. Like he wasn't out there and just trying to get everybody's attention and just loud and in everybody's face and in the crowd and stuff. So I was just that kind of drew me towards him because I'm like, okay, he seems like a chill, laid back person. In the same way, maybe we could just like chill and lay back together.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that because we're two kids in. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and plus he was a gentleman. when we first met. Well, he still is very much. Not saying he's not, but like, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain. He felt familiar, if that makes sense.
Okay. Compatible.
Yeah, very compatible. Like we clicked really fast, and it was weird because I don't like talking to people. I shoot people down 9 times out of 10. I'm from Philly. It's a Philly thing. We're very rude towards people sometimes, but I didn't feel the need to be rude to him, which was weird. So I kind of just invited the feeling, and here we are.
And here you are, two babies later. Um, is he someone after two babies? I know you're going to say yes, but I want you to expound on it. Men get, black men especially, get a bad rap as fathers, not being there or half-ass being there or a paycheck dad. Um, is talk about Javon as the father of your children.
He's a great father. He's an amazing father. Like I watch him every day, and I'm just like, and then I realize how good of a father he is when I hear my friends or like I see other people, and they're just like, my baby daddy, he's not this, and he doesn't do this, and there's always a problem with this, and they're just complaining about how they have to ask the father of their children to watch their kids, and it just blows my mind. So when I see other people like going through it with the fathers of their children, I'm just like, I'm so glad it couldn't be me. God knew it couldn't be me because I I wouldn't, yeah, I'll probably go crazy if
Mm-hmm.
a deadbeat, but he is very much involved and active in their lives all day, every day, 24/7. So I couldn't have asked for a better father for my children.
That's wonderful. And I have seen him in action, and other people have seen him in action. So yes, he's not a perfect father, but he strives
Mhm.
to be the father necessary. Now, what do you think he would say about you being a mother?
I hope it be good things. I feel like I'm a pretty good mom to be 23 in the military and just figuring myself and life out.
Hmm.
Very good mom. So I hope he'd agree.
I'm sure he would agree. I don't think he would still be there if he didn't agree. And you guys are still evolving. You're still growing. You're not where you want to be, but you guys are working together, and that's a good thing. So you're from Philly. Javon is from Florida. Your family is in Philly. His family is in Alabama. You guys are in Texas. Let's talk about your support system in Texas. I know when it was time for Jakar to go to a babysitter, yeah, I wanted to put my little 2 cents in and tell you guys what to do, but as parents, you guys have to make decisions. So, how did you feel um, looking for childcare for your first baby, and where are you now with his childcare?
Looking for childcare was kind of hard because it was my first child. So I'm like, I will literally go to jail if anything happens to my kid. And it's still like that. But I found somebody who loves my child like their own. So
Mm.
I don't have to check in all day, every day. Like, hey, is he okay? Can I talk to him? Can you send me a picture? Can you uh, let me know like keep me updated every day, all day, because I know he's okay and he's safe. But at first, I was on like care.com. I made a profile, like trying to look for nannies because I thought I wanted somebody in home. So that way I could like set up little cameras and monitor like how they're taking care of my kid and everything. But like childcare kind of fell in my lap, really. Like there. So I didn't when I thought I was like, okay, we're never gonna find somebody to watch him in the house for like a good price where we're not like breaking our necks every paycheck. But then we found someone and she's great. And I never have to worry about my kid.
And that is beyond being blessed when you can find someone who loves your child where they're when they don't have them, they're calling to say that they miss him or they're checking on him, or even if they correct you, like I do, April. If I say something or if they say something, it's strictly out of love because no one's going to love your babies more than you do, but we feel like we do. We feel like we know what's best for your child. And that's just part of being a mother. That's just part of that. Oh, I don't even know how to explain it, but sometimes, we have to learn to stay in our own lane. But if we see something that needs to be corrected, it's all out of love. And I hope from family in Philadelphia to family in Alabama to your family there in Texas, that you know that we love you and Javon immensely and we love your babies that much more. So you may get tired of us, but you're just gonna be tired of us. This is because we love you guys so much. I want to read something that was in this book, We Snap in Silence. Let's see here. It says, women are charged with raising future generations with morals and values. We are responsible for teaching solid character qualities while at the same time our character is being formed. We are strategically chosen to raise the children in our care. What an awesome yet demanding position to be placed in. Mothers have dominion over the children of the world. We are pulled in every direction and exhausted of all energy. Being a mother is the highest calling, and we are exceptionally rewarded when we probably properly feel the position. A breaking point accompanies this high calling that must be acknowledged. Every mother experiences bad days, including the woman who encourages and inspires you the most. She is full of encouraging words and inner strength because she has experienced her share of unpleasant days and has begun the path to experiencing perfect peace in the midst of her chaotic days. No mother is excluded. So, on those days, April, where you feel like you just can't get it together, it's just not going right, please know you are not alone. Pick up the phone, take Jakari to his sitter family. As you say, you walk away, you do what you have to do, but you are on your way to being a marvelous example to younger women. Continue to pursue your endeavors, your goals, whatever it is that you want to do, because there are mothers, single mothers, who have finished degrees, who have gone on with their careers in spite of the road that they started on. They end up being who they want to be. So never forget your worth as a woman, because you're a woman first, then you're a wife and a mother. And sometimes we get that mixed up We think we're a mother first or a wife first. We are women first, born a woman. And we have to fulfill those needs of self before we pour into anyone else. So if you wake up hungry or tired, you need to take care of April. Give Jakari whatever he needs at that moment to allow you the time to take care of yourself. But as you say, in your situation, you have help. But mommy needs to be taken care of first. And as you said, you felt guilty on Mother's Day because you felt like you should be doing something. That is so normal. That is so normal, but you recognize that. And because you recognized it, continue to be selfish. It is important, it's imperative that you be selfish for April. So my mother would always say, don't start anything that you can't finish. So you go in there trying to be superwoman and be everything for everybody in your family, you will burn out and that S will fall off your chest. But you right now, April, you take care of April already. You do that. But I'm glad you do feel that guilt. If you didn't say you felt guilty, I would be okay. I don't know, something going on with April.
Yeah.
But you admit that. So you said you wouldn't change anything. You're still young in this motherhood. You are evolving as a woman. In closing, the other woman. Do you know who the other woman is?
As far as me,
Yes. Who is the other woman? We're talking about the magazine now. The other woman. Who is the other woman?
she is still developing.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
still developing,
Good.
changing every day.
Good answer. The other woman is the woman inside each of us who has been suppressed or silenced, unable to live freely because of fear of judgment, fear of being criticized, the way we were raised, religion, whatever it is that won't allow us to be free, to live our lives unapologetically. Yes, she is still evolving. It's important that I introduce younger women to the other woman so you don't wait until you're 50, 60, 70 years old and then say, I need to set the other woman free. Yours is still evolving, and you tap into her as you begin to look for that niche that you're looking for, that craft, whatever it is. Just be free to try new things. I'm going to let you close. It is 8 o'clock. I'm going to let you give some closing word to young moms out there who may be watching. You guys have not heard the last of April yet. I'm not going to spill the beans, but she's got some things planned for her future that she's going to be trying out, and the Other Woman magazine is going to help her do that. And whatever she needs, she knows she has our support. But for young moms who may be watching April, or who may be pregnant or about to enter motherhood, I want you to give them a few closing words, a few loving words. Just act like you are uh, this famous woman, this famous woman, and you're closing. We're on national TV right now, and you've got millions of young moms watching you. What would you say to them?
Um, I wouldn't say anything really too deep. I'd just say it gets easier. You just gotta be patient with yourself and learn from your mistakes. And just be you, whoever that is.
I like that. You said be you. So, in closing, I am going to share this video. First of all, thank you, April. You did a marvelous job. Marvelous job. And thank you for your time. Is Jakari anywhere near? Now you've got a 1-year-old who's a TikTok, what's the word? Phenomenon. Is he anywhere nearby where he can say goodbye to everyone, Mr. TikTok?
He is. I'll tell his daddy to bring him right now.
So he can say goodbye, and we're going to close. And everyone, again, we are sponsored by Candy Publishing and attorney Robert C. Allen. And we're waiting for Jakari to make his little debut, and then we're going to shut it down. He's not coming? Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't want to talk right now.
Okay.
Say bye-bye.
Okay, Jakari.
Not to, you gotta, look, come here. Okay.
Okay. He said, you're in the spotlight. You're in the spotlight. Jakari. Hey, sweet pea. Hey. Jakari, you gonna show out on the live tonight? Hey, baby, what's wrong? What's wrong with that baby? Hey, so he's saying bye-bye. Okay, we're gonna close now. He said bye-bye. Okay. Thank you, April, and thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Fake, be who you wanna be, cause what makes you unique is your identity. It's what makes up you and me. It's what makes up you and me. It's what makes up you and me. It's your identity. It's your identity. Yeah. It's what makes up you and me. It's what makes up you and me. It's your identity. It's your identity. It's what makes up you and me. It's what makes up you and me. It's what makes up you and me. It's your identity. It's your identity. It's what makes up you and me. It's what makes up you and me. It's what makes up you and me. It's your identity. It's your identity.